vaccination? Is it good? Not good?
Well, dangerous to talk about that in America. I remember one of my friends was a very good doctor here. She talked the truth about vaccination and she has been thrown out of this country. If you want to know the truth about vaccination, please write to her. I give her an email address. Her name is Rima Laibo, RIMALAIBOW. RimaLaibo@gmail.com, and she will tell you the truth about vaccination. I won't tell you that because vaccine companies are very powerful. You can't talk against very powerful people. You know, they have a lot of money. They control the world. Money controls the world.
Sir, this question is
About
That
COVID.
does not mean vaccines are bad. Certain vaccines are absolutely necessary. But giving 69 vaccines to a child before the age of 6 months looks ridiculous.
this question
Question is from Sheila. You had spoken about coconut oil benefits long time back, and recently there was a article by one of the Harvard professors which is going viral. What is true?
Yeah, very interesting. You know, even when the world was saying coconut oil is bad, I was the only one who was saying coconut oil is good. Because I analyzed coconut oil for its fatty acid. Coconut oil, mother's milk, and body's immune system contain the same fatty acid, monolauric acid. And coconut oil can't be bad. If coconut oil is bad, mother's milk must be equally bad. Of course, coconut oil has saturated fat. That doesn't mean anything. Because today we don't think saturated fat is bad. Actually, they have found in cholesterol plaques in the vessels, the fats that deposited are not saturated fats, unsaturated fats. So taking all these funny oils, which are unsaturated fatty acids, may be dangerous. Coconut oil is good. But then the problem is now, somebody has said coconut oil is poison. I don't know. I don't know her. I have not studied what she said. But she has said this correctly. I would like to know one thing. Who funded her? Let me tell you something, my dear friends. Today science is bought, science is sold, and science is controlled by money. I don't know if you have read this book. Please read this book if you have not. Science Set Free, by a great scientist in Cambridge. Science Set Free, or Limits to Science. There's a nice book by another Nobel laureate. Limits to Science. And Limits to Science, or Science Set Free, tells you how science is controlled by money. And if you don't have money, you don't have science. So before any statement is accepted, I always want to know who funded them. Lots. But in India, what happens is anybody who goes for a vitamin D test has a very low vitamin D level. Because the laboratories are set in such a way that the levels are always very low. Some people thought I was funded by the coconut industry. But coconut was such a scare, I tell you. 84, I was giving a talk in Boston to the American College of Cardiology. There were about 26,000 cardiologists in the audience. I was talking about the coconut oil's ideal thing for heart. At the end of the talk, 5 minutes question hour became almost half an hour question hour. I survived that. And as I was going out, it was about 4:30 in the evening, Boston, summer evening. So one of the senior most cardiologists got hold of me. This was about 20 years ago. I was looking younger, I think. So he said, "Young man, do you have any other work in Boston?" I said, "No, sir." Then you better get lost before it becomes dark. Because the opposite lobby is so powerful here, they may bump you up. He said, "Take the next train or bus or plane or whatever and get lost from Boston." That is the kind of science that we are dealing with. So science is not the truth. Science is probably not even a truth.
Sir, most of us here are born and brought up in India, and we have migrated here, made this country our home. So should we, from a diet perspective, should we eat the local diet, or should we continue to eat the...
Listen to me very carefully. And once you have migrated to this country, it takes about 2 years for you to acclimatize to this country. You can eat what they eat, no problem done. You can eat what you have been eating in India also, no harm done. It doesn't matter, but as long as you eat in moderation, you are okay. Don't overeat. But in India, what happens is anybody who goes for a vitamin D test has a very low vitamin D level. Because the laboratories are set in such a way that the levels are always very low.
So the follow-up question is, see, Seattle area is we are covered by two mountain ranges. So we have a lot of gloomy days, there are cloudy regions. So wherever we go, we hear that you guys have vitamin D deficiency, and it leads to a lot of depression.
Find out if you have got vitamin D deficiency by doing your test. But in India, what happens is anybody who goes for a vitamin D test has a very low vitamin D level. Because the laboratories are set in such a way that the levels are always very low. You don't know what happens, I say. You don't know the inside. Get it done, and if necessary, get replacement.
So another question from the audience is how to take care of health after 50 years.
What is 50? What is that watershed course? You would start taking care of your health when you are 5 years old. Why only 50?
Most of us are in the 40s now.
And you are thinking of yourself.